The world is a dangerous place. Every day we are bombarded with images of conflict and chaos, making it seem like danger lurks around every corner. At least, that's what governments tell us. They insist that the only way to ensure our safety is through a show of strength and military might. And to prove it, they spend trillions of dollars every year on weapons of war. These enormous budgets are justified as necessary for our protection. Tanks, missiles, fighter jets, enough firepower to destroy our planet many times over. The sheer scale of these arsenals is staggering, a testament to our obsession with defense. But what if we took that money and used it for something else? Imagine redirecting those vast sums towards humanitarian aid, community development, and global peace initiatives. What if instead of investing in weapons, we invested in people? Picture a world where education and healthcare are prioritized over military spending. It's a question that has haunted me for years. The thought of what could be achieved if we shifted our focus from destruction to creation is both inspiring and heartbreaking. As someone who witnessed firsthand the devastating effects of militarization, I can't help but wonder what the world would look like if we shifted our priorities. The scars of war are deep and lasting, affecting generations. What if, instead of funding armies, we funded schools and hospitals? Imagine the advancements in education and healthcare that could be made with even a fraction of the defense budget. Instead of building bombs, we built bridges and water systems. Infrastructure projects that could transform communities, providing clean water and safe roads, lifting people out of poverty. What if we invested in science and technology, not for war, but for the betterment of humanity? Renewable energy projects, environmental conservation efforts, the possibilities are endless. Imagine a world where collaboration and compassion are valued over conflict, a world where resources are used to uplift and unite rather than divide and destroy. This vision may seem idealistic, but it's a future worth striving for. A future where every child has the opportunity to learn, every person has access to healthcare, and every community can thrive in peace. The world armed to the teeth is not the only option. We have the power to choose a different path, one that leads to a brighter, more hopeful future for all. When it comes to military spending, three countries stand out: the United States, China, and Russia. These global powers pour vast sums of money into their defense budgets, dwarfing the spending of all other nations. In 2023, the United States spent over $800 billion on defense, while China and Russia spent $292 billion and $86 billion, respectively. These numbers are staggering, but they only tell part of the story. To truly understand the scale of military spending, we need to look at it as a percentage of each country's economy. While the United States spends the most on defense in absolute terms, its military expenditure as a percentage of GDP is lower than both China's and Russia's. In 2023, the United States spent 3.2% of its GDP on defense, compared to 3.5% for China and 4.1% for Russia. These figures highlight the significant portion of national resources that these countries dedicate to their militaries. There are a number of factors that contribute to high levels of defense spending. These factors are complex and multifaceted, often rooted in historical, political, and economic contexts. For the United States, maintaining its position as a global superpower is paramount. This involves not only defending its own borders, but also ensuring the stability of international trade routes and alliances. This involves projecting military power around the world and investing in advanced technologies to stay ahead of potential adversaries. The US military budget supports a wide range of activities, from research and development of cutting-edge technologies to maintaining a global network of military bases. China, on the other hand, is focused on modernizing its military and asserting its dominance in the Asia-Pacific region. This modernization includes developing new weapons systems, enhancing cyber capabilities, and expanding its naval presence. Russia, facing economic sanctions and international isolation, prioritizes military strength to protect its interests and deter aggression. The Russian government invests heavily in its military to maintain its influence in Eastern Europe and beyond. These motivations, while understandable from a national security perspective, come at a significant cost. The financial resources allocated to defence spending are immense, often exceeding the combined budgets of other critical sectors such as education, healthcare and infrastructure. The money spent on weapons could be used to address pressing global challenges and improve the lives of millions. For instance, reallocating a fraction of the defence budget could fund initiatives to combat climate change, eradicate poverty, and provide access to clean water and education in developing countries. Ultimately, the debate over defence spending is a reflection of broader priorities and values. While national security is undeniably important, it is crucial to consider the opportunity costs and explore ways to achieve a more balanced and sustainable approach to global security and development. From weapons to well-being, imagining a different future. Imagine for a moment a world where a significant portion of defence budgets was redirected towards global good. Picture the transformation that could occur if the resources spent on military advancements were instead funneled into initiatives that uplift humanity. Instead of funding aircraft carriers and fighter jets, governments could invest in education, healthcare and infrastructure. This shift in priorities could lead to a more educated, healthier and better connected global population. Think of the possibilities: providing quality education for all children, regardless of their background or geographical location. Imagine classrooms equipped with the latest technology, teachers who are well trained and well compensated, and students who are eager to learn and grow, ensuring access to affordable and comprehensive healthcare for everyone, from preventative care to life-saving treatments. Envision a world where no one has to choose between their health and their financial stability, where medical advancements are accessible to all. Building sustainable and resilient infrastructure, including renewable energy systems, transportation networks and water management systems. Picture cities powered by clean energy, efficient public transportation reducing traffic and pollution, and advanced water systems ensuring clean water for all. These investments would not only improve the lives of people around the world, but also create jobs, stimulate economic growth, and foster global cooperation. Imagine a world where nations work together to solve common challenges, where economic opportunities are abundant, and where communities thrive in harmony. By reimagining our priorities, we can create a future where innovation flourishes in every field, from science and technology to the arts and humanities, a future where creativity and collaboration lead to breakthroughs that benefit all of humanity. This vision of a different future is not just a dream, but a possibility within our reach. It requires a collective effort, a shift in mindset, and a commitment to the greater good. Together, we can build a world that prioritizes well-being over warfare, compassion over conflict, and hope over fear. The impact of reallocating even a fraction of defense budgets would be transformative. In developing countries, it could mean the difference between life and death for millions suffering from preventable diseases or lacking access to clean water and sanitation. In developed countries, it could lead to improved public services, reduced poverty and inequality, and a greater sense of shared prosperity. Imagine a world where every child had access to quality education, where healthcare was a right, not a privilege, and where infrastructure was built to last. This is the world we could create if we chose to invest in people instead of weapons. While the benefits of redirecting defense spending are clear, the path to disarmament is fraught with challenges. Governments are often reluctant to reduce military spending due to concerns about national security, international prestige, and the economic interests of powerful defense contractors. Moreover, the global arms trade is a lucrative business, with many countries relying on arms exports for revenue and employment. This creates a complex web of economic and political interests that can be difficult to disentangle. Despite these obstacles, there are glimmers of hope. The international community has made some progress in arms control and disarmament with treaties such as the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty and the Chemical Weapons Convention. The question remains, what kind of world do we want to live in? A world armed to the teeth where fear and mistrust reign supreme? Or a world where cooperation and compassion guide our actions and where resources are used to uplift humanity rather than destroy it? The choice is ours. We can continue down the path of militarization, pouring trillions of dollars into weapons that only bring destruction and despair. Or we can choose a different path, one that leads to a more peaceful, just and sustainable future for all. The time to act is now. The future of humanity depends on it. As we stand at this crossroads, we must ask ourselves, what legacy will we leave for future generations? Will we be remembered as the generation that squandered its resources on weapons of war, or the generation that dared to dream of a different future and had the courage to make it a reality? The answer lies in our hands. Let us choose wisely.